Imagine this. You're flipping through a book where a badass circus chick on a motorcycle meets a nerdy small-town doctor who's got a heart of gold and a knack for stitching up more than just wounds. That's Scythe and Sparrow, the third and final jam in Brynne Weaver's Ruinous Love Trilogy. It dropped on February 11, 2025 from Zando's Slow Burn imprint, and holy hell, it's a ride. 368 pages of dark romance, stabby comedy, and spice that'll make you blush in your car. X lit up with fans snagging early copies, raving about bonus chapters, and debating cotton candy scenes. Brynne Weaver, this Canadian powerhouse who's been slaying the romance game, took her TikTok famous trilogy, kicked off with Butcher and Blackbird, and wrapped it up with a bang, tossing in everything from vigilante justice to swoony, touch her and die vibes. We're following Rose Evans, a circus performer who's secretly a killer with a heart, and Dr. Fionn Kane, a dude running from a busted engagement and a messy past. It's forced proximity, friends with benefits chaos, and a love story that's as messy as it is hot. Think Fourth Wing's dragon riding intensity meets a rom-com with knives, only instead of dragons, we've got a raccoon named Barbara stealing Cheetos. It's $17.99 paperback, $32 audio. And it's got fans divided. Some call it the trilogy's crown jewel. Others say it's lost the spark. So, is it a slay or a snooze? We're diving deep. Story, characters, Brynne's magic, the highs, the lows, and every wild twist. Let's hop on this circus train and see where it takes us. Let's set the stage. Scythe and Sparrow is the third book in the Ruinous Love Trilogy, following Butcher and Blackbird and Leather and Lark. If you've read the first two, you've met Rose and Finn in quick cameos, Rose popping up with her wild circus energy, Finn as the soft-spoken Kane brother with a broken heart. Now, they're front and center, and it's a whole new vibe. The trilogy's all about unalivers finding love in the messiest ways, and this one's no different. It's dark, hilarious, and steamy as hell. The story kicks off in Hartford, Nebraska, where Dr. Fionn Kane's hiding out after his almost fiancée, Claire, stomped on his heart and his surgical career went sideways. He's a small-town doc now, head down, no drama, just fixing boo-boos and crocheting with the local grannies. Then bam, the Silveria Circus rolls into town, and with it comes Rose Evans. She's a motorcycle stunt queen by day, vigilante killer by night, taking out abusive creeps who slip through the cracks. One night, her unaliving goes south. Thing botched hit, broken leg, and she ends up crashing into Finn's quiet life. He patches her up, lets her crash at his place, and suddenly, this reserved dude's tangled up with a chaos tornado who's got blood on her hands and a sparkle in her eye. The plot's a wild ride. Rose is stuck in Nebraska, healing up, while Finn's trying to keep his no-romance rule intact. Spoiler, he fails hard. There's tension thicker than a brick wall. Sparks fly. Banter's sharp, and the spice? Oh, it's spicy. Meanwhile, Rose's latest target's still out there, and her circus crew's weaving in and out, adding layers of hilarity and danger. We get cameos from Rowan, Sloane, Lachlan, and Lark, tying the trilogy together like a bloody bow. It's a mix of murder, healing, and falling hard, 368 pages in paperback, $17.99 standard, or $32 for the 16-hour audiobook narrated by Samantha Brentmore and Eric Nolan. It's a roller coaster, fast, funny, and full of heart, but does it stick the landing? Let's meet the genius behind it first. Let's talk about Brynne. She's the real deal. Picture a Nova Scotia farm gal, mom to a kiddo, married to a dude who's probably used to her wild ideas. She's got a menagerie of animals, a love for alien movies, and a knack for quoting Hot Fuzz in casual convo. Before she was a #1 New York Times bestseller, Brynne was all over the map, archaeologist, deep-sea analyst, neuroscience researcher. Writing's been her jam since she was a kid, though, and she's dropped 9 books, blending dark comedy, romance, and suspense like a pro. Her big break? Butcher and Blackbird in 2023, a TikTok sensation that smashed romance norms with its serial killers in love twist. It sold millions, got translated into 18 languages, and kicked off the Ruinous Love Trilogy. Leather and Lark kept the fire going in 2024, and now Scythe and Sparrow seals the deal. Brynne's not just about gore and giggles, she weaves real stuff in, like trauma and redemption from her own life. She's hinted at a rough upbringing in a 2025 Us Weekly chat, and her characters carry that weight. With over 5 million trilogy copies sold, she's a force, and she's already teasing spin-offs and a new series. Oh, and she crochets. Finn's got that from her. This gal's living proof you can be a badass mom and a literary rock star. Let's see what she's pouring into this book. So, what's Brynne cooking here? Scythe and Sparrow ain't just a romp through murder and makeouts. It's got soul. At its core, it's about broken people finding their fit. Rose is this fierce, chaotic circus queen who spent a decade on the road, taking out scumbags, abusers, creeps, the works. She's got a heart of gold wrapped in barbed wire, shaped by a rough past. Finn's the flip. He's a healer running from love, haunted by Claire's rejection and a family legacy of pain. When they crash together, it's about peeling back the masks, Rose's wildness, Finn's control, and finding out who they really are. The big message? Embrace your darkness. It doesn't have to break you. Rose doesn't fix Finn's soft side. Finn doesn't tame Rose's chaos. They vibe with it. Love's not a cure here. It's a mirror, showing them it's okay to be messy. Book Selby calls it the transformative power of acceptance, and yeah, that's spot on. Themes of justice pop too. Rose's vigilante streak asks, what's right when the system fails? Finn's journey screams loyalty. He's all touch her and die, even when he's scared to fall. Ex-fans adore lines like Rose's I'm a hurricane, but I'll keep you dry. It's raw and real. It's escapism with teeth. Murder's fun, love's messy, and healing's hard. Let's unpack the chaos. Okay, let's dive into the nitty-gritty, 368 pages of pure madness. It starts with Rose in her tarot tent at the Silveria Circus, eyeing a sleazy dude she's itching to unaliver. She's got a plan, whack him hard enough to pop his eyeballs out, but it goes sideways. Next thing you know, she's got a busted leg, and Finn's stitching her up in Nebraska. Forced proximity kicks in, he's got one bed, and she's crashing at his place. The vibe's electric. Rose is all sass and danger. Finn's nerdy charm melts you, and their banter's sharper than her knives. The plot's a whirlwind. Rose is sidelined but plotting her next move, while Finn's wrestling with his no-love rule. Her target's still lurking, and the circus crew, like her buddy Paco, add chaos. Cameos from Rowan, Sloane, Lachlan, and Lark tie it to the trilogy. Bookshelf loves how timelines overlap with Butcher and Blackbird. There's a boxing match that's pure fire. Finn stepping up, Rose cheering, and spice that'll make you fan yourself. That swing scene? X-rated cotton candy chaos. Action ramps up. Rose's kill list grows. Finn's dragged in, and it's a bloody, funny mess. The ending? Sweet but open. HEA vibes with a tease for more per Us Weekly. It's $17.99 paperback, $32 audio. 16 hours narrated by Samantha Brentmore and Eric Nolan, who nail the humor and heat. But is it all gold? Let's weigh the pros and cons. Here's what's fire. Rose is a queen, chaotic, fierce, and unapologetic. Goodreads fans call her a whole new level of unhinged. She's beating dudes with crutches 1 minute, making waffles the next. Finn, soft but loves his sweet hero vibe with a dark streak. Their chemistry's off the charts, slow burn to holy hell in a heartbeat, with lines like Finn's I'd unravel for you, hitting hard, per book CLB. The spice? Amazon reviews rave about that bonus chapter, kinky, wild, and unforgettable. Humor's a standout. Grimdark magazine calls it delightfully dark comedy, with Barbara the raccoon stealing scenes. Action pops? Reddit loves the boxing chaos, and cameos keep the trilogy tight. Themes land, justice, healing, love. It's deep without preaching, per bookshelf. Pacing says it's unputdownable, and the 368 pages fly. Audio's a slay. Narrators bring the heat, per Audible fans. For trilogy lovers, it's a 5-5 wrap-up. Peep You Globe says it's everything and more. But let's keep it 100, it's got bumps. Pacing falters. Goodreads says the middle's drab, with too much downtime before the climax. Chemistry? Reddit gripes Rose and Finn feel forced, less spark than Rowan Sloane. Plot veers. Book CLB notes the antagonist's late return makes the end dry. Spice overload. and his addict rolls eyes at cotton candy overkill. And some ex-fans call it smut for smut's sake. Newbies? Lost? Grimdark warns it's not standalone. You need the trilogy vibe. Character depth? Gudry says Rose and Finn lag behind past couples, less backstory punch. Hype crash? K-State Collegian calls it watered down after Butcher and Blackbird's brilliance. Still, it's not a flop, just not peak Weaver for everyone. Pages, 368 paperback, per Amazon. Price, $17.99 paperback, $32 audio, $12.99 Kindle. Fun fact, Rose and Finn crochet. Brynne's nod to her own hobby. Per X, cameos. Rowan and Sloane's wedding ties it to book 1. Empyrean Writers geeks out over this. Spin-off tease. Epilogue hints at more. Per Us Weekly. Fans on X are feral for it. So, Scythe and Sparrow hit or miss. It's a banger if you're trilogy ride or die. Rose and Finn deliver chaos, spice, and heart, wrapping it with a bloody bow. Flaws? Sure, pacing dips. Chemistry's shaky for some, but it's $17.99 well spent for the laughs and swoons.